All right. So today I'm going to be breaking down a Freya game that I had recently, and something I've noticed is that when I'm doing live streams or recordings, I've noticed that my graphic or my hertz on my monitor is not high enough to actually give me really smooth gameplay, and so my gameplay suffers when I'm live streaming right now because I don't have the right cord to connect my nicer monitor, my higher hertz monitor, to my ATEM's camera switcher for streaming, and so I'm kind of stuck doing VOD reviews because I don't have to worry about my gameplay in a VOD review um, to do videos for. But so what I'm going to do is just do a VOD review of a gameplay I had that on Freya and talk about it and tell you what I'm thinking while I'm doing it. And then obviously anybody who's better than me, give me pointers. And anybody who, wants to get better at the hero who thinks that I'm pretty good at it, then obviously I'm here to help you any way I can. So and honestly, it's just fun to make too. So if you want to watch just Freya content, then this is it for you. I'm gonna do the same thing for Genji VOD reviews, which is my main hero. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and start. I went out this side, I think just because I wanted to get a long... Nobody was expecting it, and normally there's a Widow on this map, which the enemy does happen to have here, as you can see right there. Playing a little dangerous there. Not sure why I'm doing that, but I think, honestly, with at this, I'm not playing super high elo people, probably. Now, you never know in quick play, but I can sometimes just get the better of her, even though she's a hit scan there, which ended up happening, and then trying to get the Doom as he leaves because he's got predictable movement. May, I assume, will be backing up towards spawn, so I fired at her on the same thing. Listen, guys, if you want to learn to play a projectile hero well, usually what happens, a lot of the aiming comes down to knowing when the enemy is under pressure and not under pressure. If they're not under pressure, their movement is more unpredictable. If they are under pressure, their movement is more predictable. They're usually going to be backing up or towards the nearest exit to get away from the pressure that they're experiencing. So if you just kind of fire between them and that exit, I think you're going to find a lot of your projectiles are hitting more. Like if you go back here and watch a couple seconds ago, like watch this Ana here. Like see, I knew the reason that I hit those was because I knew where she's going to be running. She's going to be running away from the battle because her front line has retreated. Or she's lost a couple DPS players, or at least one. I should say. Sorry, that's my plat coming out. Sorry. And her team is in retreat, full scale retreat right now, and she is not going to frontline. Okay, so because she's going to run, she's going to go that way. She's going to go to the right on my screen, and so I can fire between her and her exit. And then I hear the Widow coming back, so I go up. I see her shot fired there, so I'm trying to get in her face so she has a harder time aiming. Here, I don't want to peek because she actually has an advantage there if she's scoped in. Here, I'll take that fight, though. Again, wide angles, trying to take an off angle with this hero just to kind of flank. That was probably a little risky of me, but again, I like to... Here's how I like to treat Widow duels. Like, if you're in a Widow duel, I like to kind of play... Not disrespectful, but as aggressive as you can until you realize the Widow will punish you. Like if she's actually, you kind of got to scope out if she's going to hit shots or not. If she's not going to hit shots, then guess what? She's a stationary target that you can take out really easily. Okay, and so Widow is always my first target in a game where there's a Widow because her head is not moving. She has minimal S or AD strafing while scoped in, compared to other heroes like Emre and Hanzo who can move a little bit more, AD strafe a little bit more while scoped in, so they're a little bit more dangerous. I don't necessarily take duels with him long range, but a Widow I will take a duel with, especially if I'm not confident in her ability to hit my head. And so just kind of mess around at the start of the match to see how good this Widow is to get a gauge on her. And if she's not hitting your head, then you can be really aggressive with her and be in her face, taking really aggressive angles, trying to get her out of the fight as soon as possible because she is not she's the best target. Like you want to create a pick early, and she's an easy pick to get early if the Widow's not very good. So keep that in mind. Again, the Emre's going to definitely be in retreating here, so I can push up and aim between him and his exit. Here, I probably would get punished pushing up here at high elos. I don't really know what it's like to play at high elos because I've never been out of... I think Diamond is my highest, but I also don't play comp. I literally never play comp. I only play. I mean, I've been trying to play more with my friends to just climb up the ladder a little bit more, but I don't, as a general rule, play. And so it's very hard for me to gauge my skill rating because I'm not like the people that I'm up against are at such random elos. Like I fight everybody from like gold to top 500, and so it's very or to champion. So it's very hard to it's very hard to know how good you are. You know, in some games I get rolled, in some games I roll, and there seems to be no rhyme or reason. I mean, that's what I think is just all this. This game is very much about like team synergy and composition. And not even composition. It's just team synergy. How's your team performing? And everything's so complicated. Like certain play styles don't work well with others. Certain heroes don't work well with others. And if you're playing two different games, your tank's playing his own game and you're playing another. I find those are the games that you lose very frequently. So your ability to kind of match your team's play style is what enables you to win a lot of Overwatch games, I think. Again, I know where the Zen's going, so I can aim a little bit better there. My Malga's going in, so I should be pushing up way more than I am probably, but I'm punishing the Doom. I usually get rid of her ult pretty quick as I get it. And now at this point, it's just going to clean up because they've lost 3. And I typically wouldn't have ulted that Doom there because he's the beefiest target. But I'm going to rewind this a little bit more and play this again for you. So at the start of this fight, so my tank goes in right here. So I've got space. That Malga is going to create a lot of space. And that Malga is actually, no, it's not my friend. This is my friend here. That Malga is just a rando. But I know Malga, when he runs in there, just from playing with my friend, that Malga creates draws a lot of attention. So I can capitalize on the fact that the enemies are looking at him. I can go in here and do a lot. Now, I wouldn't recommend using Bola on a tank usually because sometimes it doesn't confirm the kill. Now, Doom, it does, like, if you hit him directly, suck him in there like a mini Graviton Surge. So you can prevent him from escaping and do a little bit of damage, but normally you don't do enough to capitalize on it. I would prefer you throw it at a squishy, in my opinion. Again, there are people better at this hero than me, but I'm just telling you what I do because I don't know. I'm not a master, and I'm not a beginner either. So there's really I'm just telling you kind of what I'm thinking. But so I would throw it at a squishy, and I would also throw it as soon as you get it. Like all the top 500, or not top 500, I keep saying that because I'm used to Overwatch 1, but the champion Freya players will tell you this is an ult that you use on cooldown. You don't hold this like you hold Graviton Surge or some other game-winning ult. This is kind of like a pulse bomb. You just kind of lob it in and try to get a singular pick. There's nothing wrong with solo ulting with this. This is actually how you're designed to use it because of this bounty hunter perk in the bottom right. If you don't know, where's my cursor? This part of Freya's ult down here, you see to the right of her ultimate symbol, it has that kill symbol with a 0 and a 3. The more final blows you get, if you get 3 final blows, you actually generate additional ult charge that just stacks onto the ult charge that you've been generating by doing damage. And so you build these ults incredibly quickly. In fact, I don't quote me on this, but I think Freya's ult, as long as you're getting final blows, is the fastest building ult in the game. And so you can really, really capitalize on that and kind of throw it in really frequently, as long as you are, don't throw with it, obviously. You want to hit somebody. So just practice aiming with it. But I think it's something that you can use kind of on cooldown. So I don't want to hold this, is what I'm saying here. I don't want to hold this ult. And so watch this again. I made a mistake hitting the tank, but he was kind of my best target I had. And also I did deny him mobility. The chance, see, he can't get away in a second. So now he's sucked in there and he's slowed, so I can at least do a little bit more damage. And then I whiffed the shot there, missed that shot. Another thing that I have noticed with Freya, I'll just tell you what's going on in my mind here. When you, like right here in a second with the Zenyatta. Okay, so this Zenyatta, I don't want to immediately use my dash, because if you don't know, Freya's dash regenerates her explosive arrow on the right. Okay, so this arrow that says 1 right here, down here in the bottom right, that regenerates when you use the dash. So what I want to do is I want to actually zoom in and fire off the one that I already have in the chamber and then dash so that I get a second explosive arrow. Because if I just dash right now and then shoot, I'm without an ability to get a second explosive arrow off in case I miss. So while the Zen could hit me here and do it a lot of damage, I thought that it was worth the risk. And so I'm going to fire this arrow before and then use my cooldown to get it back to fire again. So if you watch that, let me see if I can just, dude, where's the slow-mo function? See, you can tell that I don't use this much, but dang. I'm not gonna even do it in slow mo. Just basically watch what I told you. I'm gonna fire first before dashing, so that I get my arrow back and can fire again, so that I get 2 shots basically instead of 1 in a almost the same amount of time. So there it was. And then that's the easiest shot ever, thanks to my honest sleep. So, and then at that point, the fight's over. You get 3 on cart. You're pushing it up. Widow gets a pick. Again, I'm putting pressure on this Widow. I'm playing really aggressive because I'm not confident in her ability to hit my head because she hasn't proven herself so far. And as you can see, because I'm such a mobile target, I'm also kind of very hard for her to hit unless the Widow knows what she's doing and has done a lot of Freya aim trainings. So you can kind of abuse that fact too. Again, where are they going to run? They're going to retreat if they see me there. And so I got nanoed here. Unfortunately, didn't have many movement abilities. That just comes from not being in a call with your Ana. Was able to get the Doom, though, because he pushed in, kind of overextended way past his team by himself. Fired it at an angle where I thought they would be peeking, got him to back up, and then the point was at the point B, the checkpoint. And so now I can push up, again, stay long range, try and get poke damage and finish off these people. They did commit Trank there to get out, so now we're in a better shape for the next fight, but there's not much I can do to capitalize here. Zen is still retreating here. Again, I'm looking at the Widow as long as she's on the map. She's a stationary target that I can do a lot of damage to. She hit me in the head there, though. So, overall, you'll notice, though, that's the first headshot she's gotten at me this game, and we're through point A and point B. And so I'm still feeling pretty confident that I can outperform her, even if I'm taking the head-to-head and she has the advantage as far as being able to one-shot me. And also hit scan versus projectile. The projectile's going to win there at long range. And so I'm still not confident in her ability to hit me, so I'm still going to be playing aggressive. But if she keeps hitting me in the head, this is when I'm going to have to start backing off and playing angles with her and doing poke and trying to flank and stuff like that. I did respect that jump and tried to hide my head and dash away. For those of you who don't know, when you are in the air like that, the reason that I look down and away, well, first of all, side-to-side movement is harder to hit than front-to-back movement because if you're aiming at somebody, like, I'll just use, you look at my camera right now. If I'm right here, if somebody's on my screen right here and they move front to back, you'll notice I don't have to aim any different. I can still aim right there in the middle and hit them, their head, or wherever on them, okay? So but if they move side to side, my tracking has to move with them in order to hit them, okay? And so that's the same, I mean, that's just how Overwatch works. That's why I jump to the left or to the right. That's just something to be aware of when you're up against a Widow, like right here. When I go up, you're going to see me jump to the side. From the Widow's perspective, I'm going to jump to her right to try and make her track me in order to hit me instead of just stay in the same place in order to hit me. Because if I go backward and I stay in the same latitude, and even longitude, from her view, it's not going to be very hard for her to hit. But if I go to her right, she's going to have to track with me in order to hit her shot. So hide your head. So if you don't know that, look down. So because it's harder to hit your head from the back, if your character is looking down, because your head is actually lower. And it's almost invisible, actually. It's almost hard to... I don't even know if it's possible to hit a headshot if you're looking down and your enemy's behind you and your back is to them. So basically what I'm doing is I'm denying her the opportunity to one-shot me because she can't hit my head. So I know that she has to hit at least 2 shots before I hit the ground in order for me to die. But you'll notice she does hit a shot before I'm able to do those things, so I'm still in extreme danger. I should have died here, but she missed. So watch everything I just said play out really quickly. I go up. I notice she's there. I fire a couple shots. She takes the hook. I look down and dash to her right and keep my head down on the way down. She did hit a shot, so I could have died there if she hit it, but she missed. Then the Widow's down. I'm still not really respecting her. And then all my attention is on this Emre right now. If I can shut him down, I'm actually the best character on my team that's able to do that right now because my McCree has damage fall off, and he cannot do the damage that I can long range, even though my bolts are hard to hit. Was able to get him pushed up, killed the Zenyatta. I'm in danger of the Widow here and the Doom. I need to back out. I hope I do that. Yes, I do. Freya actually got a reset. Same thing there. Spinning was my bad there. Spinning doesn't really do much because your head stays in the same spot when you spin. Like if I rotate my hand here, your Overwatch character's the same. My finger's staying in the same spot. If she hits at this pixel, it's still gonna kill me. It doesn't matter where my head is, directionally. But if I look down again, kind of like this, then my head is invisible and she's gonna miss. So I should have looked down there. I don't know why I'm spinning around like an idiot. Don't do what I did. Don't do what I did there. But I'm still taking 1v1s with this Widow. I'm still being pretty aggressive with her to deny her angles, keep her looking at me and not my team, and also hit a stationary target that's easier than other targets to try and get a pick early so that my team can go forward and keep their enemy, backline looking at the Widow and demanding resources from the team. So That's what I'm thinking right now. But I did make the mistake there, as you noticed, of just spinning around randomly. I don't know why I did that. Still looking at the Widow. Again, she's the best target for me to go for right now. Maybe that Zenyatta. That was probably an idiotic move because there was, look, you'll notice there's 2 people here. So I was essentially taking a 2v1 there. The Zen was firing at me. I believe he even hit me there. I'll rewind it to look, but I think the Zen even hit me here. Like if I go to third person, you'll probably see this, but I think that Zen even hits me. Yeah, the Zen hit me and Discorded me. Okay, so I'm an idiot here. This is completely my bad. So I push in, the Zen hits me and hits me with Discord, and I'm still taking the 1v1 with the Widow, which is now a 1v2 with the Zen and the Widow, which is I would not recommend doing. I would not recommend normally fighting a DPS who has a support aiding them in any way, even if it's not a hard pocket like this situation. I mean, I guess this is technically a pocket because she's got Harmony and I had Discord, but there are characters that pocket have even more pocket potential than Zenyatta, but even Zenyatta, I wouldn't necessarily take this. And that's why I died. I got discorded and I was fighting 2, which is an idiotic move. Now, if you're Genji, things change a little bit because Genji is all about getting in the enemy's head and trying to use their damage against them. And if they're in panic mode and they're trying to kill you and they want your head, and you poke out and there's 2 people there, you can actually do a lot of damage because there's 2 people there who have their attention on you. Okay. And then use your dash as an escape, or use your dash to follow up on a kill that you're able to confirm because of the damage you did from the reflect. So either way, I think that is Genji's a little bit different than Freya here. So, and I'm used to playing Genji, which is why I make a lot of these mistakes. Like Genji here, if you poke around this wall a little bit, like, let me zoom out. If you poke around this wall a little bit where my face cam is and play this angle, or maybe go over here and play this angle on the wall and kind of poke and hit the Widow and try to do damage and then jump out, peek all at once, and while the Zen's targeting you as well, you can really burst one of them down. But again, that's situational, and Freya, you can't do that, so I don't know why I'm doing this. That was an idiotic mistake. Yeah, so that was just 100% on me. And then, yeah, I died for it. Let's go back to when I get back in the fight. So I'm poking the tank here. He's pushed far up. That's the only reason I'm not shooting the Widow. Again, I would normally be shooting the Widow. There I go, back to the Widow. Get those guys off the high ground because that Imre and Widow are going to really make it hard for my team to cross this plateau here, this open space. If I don't contest these people, nobody can, because my McCree can contest them, but he has damage fall off. So he really needs to get into this area to do, his job. So he needs to be in like, this area of the map, close here to be effective. I can be effective from this range. As much as them, the only advantage they have is that they're hit scan and I'm projectile. But I even have the advantage that I can pre-fire them and still be moving before they peek and stuff. So, yeah, I just need to be contesting these because nobody else on my team can. The Ana can, but she is busy keeping our Malga up, building Nano, which is what she should be doing in my opinion. Again, I'm not the best player in the world, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, but that's just my thought process. That's why I'm looking at them. Target prioritization is everything on DPS. And then I need to start respecting this Widow here because she just got the better of me for the 2nd time. So I've killed her probably 4 times, maybe, when I took that head-to-head with her. So I still have the advantage in my mind, but I need to start respecting her a little more at this point because she's hitting headshots now. And headshots, she has the advantage because her headshots one-shot, my headshots do not one-shot, okay? And so even if I were equally skilled players, it would be idiotic of me to take a head-to-head long range with a character that can one-shot me when I cannot one-shot, simply because that character can kill me faster than I can kill him or her, regardless of skill ability. Like, even if I'm the perfect Freya in the world and I take that head-to-head with a Widow, I can still get one shot and she cannot. So if the Widow's any good, you've got to take that into consideration. Let's just fast forward when I get back. So now I'm, again, prioritizing high ground, keeping people off the high ground. Go back to first person. I cannot let them have that area for free because then my people cannot get back. We're staggering a little bit here, but that's fine. Honestly, I shouldn't have jumped up there. There's no and I spun again instead of looking down. Again, that's just a throw on my end, but again, spamming high ground because those explosive grenades can actually do damage even if I don't hit somebody. So just spam it in this area and keep them from standing here so that my team is not taking constant headshots. Again, that was her 3rd headshot, so now I have to be careful. Now she's catching up to me, and I need to stop being so aggressive and in her face. Hopefully I do that in this replay. I can't remember if I do or not. Nope, I'm being an idiot. I'm going in anyway. I should die there. Yep, I died there. That was my fault. Completely my fault. That was an idiotic mistake. At this point, I should have known, like, she's starting to hit headshots. I need to respect that. Focusing on the Doom here. Again, keeping her off high ground. She backed up and gave me the space. She's not looking at me, so I definitely win that. If a Widow's not looking at you, by the way, she's a free kill. And then, because her head's stationary. Watching for where Doom's going to land, looking around for support, but not giving up high ground. Trying to focus the Doom because he needs to die or they're going to be able to stall an absurd amount of time and potentially win this fight. Jump up, prioritize Imre, can't find him, looking around for him so hard, and that's where the game ends. So yeah, that was a Freya game, and let me know what you thought of it. It was about 20 minutes, so the next Genji video VOD review that I do will probably be about 20 minutes too. And so let me know what you thought, and if you would do anything different, or if you would do anything better, or if you would add anything to what I said, let me know. And if anything, you learned anything about playing Freya. I didn't really cover her base kit, so I'm assuming you know Freya's base kit when you watch this. But if you didn't, I can maybe do one of those videos. But the internet's full of those videos, and so, yeah. So I probably won't do that. But after you know her base kit, then you can watch these. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll come back to you soon with another Genji VOD review.